Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Gideon, the Wealthy Mom, and I am so happy to have you guys here. So I am on the go, as you guys can see in my car. Weekends are very productive for me. Every day is a productive day for me because I have 3 soccer players in my life, and you guys already know how that is. Anyways, the point of this video today is I want to talk to you guys about something that I've been learning this whole time, this whole process that I'm going through. So I'm very focused on community and connection. This year is all about community and connection, connecting with the right people, knowing who are my people, who are not my people, just, loving everybody, but just making sure you categorize people where they go. And it might sound a little bit weird, but it's the truth. Like, you have spiritual friends, then you have like those friends that like to go out and hang out. There's friends that just like to focus on learning. So you categorize everybody where they go. With this being said, when you are in the midst of connecting and connecting with people and creating this community, one thing that I am going to give you an advice based on my personal experiences is make sure that you work on your insecurities. Make sure you work on yourself. Make sure you work within, because sometimes we create these energies that are not there, right? Sometimes, for example, we'll say, oh, that person gives me a bad vibe, or that person seems that they don't like me, they're looking at me a certain way. And sometimes that can be true, okay? Sometimes it could be true, but sometimes the person is going through something. Sometimes they're going through a process in their life that they're battling, and maybe they're trying to show up for you, they're trying to show up for the world, but at the same time, you know what they say, the body language tells you what the person doesn't tell you with their words. And their face expressions, sometimes they might look a little bit aggravated and actually they're thinking about something. And it's always to talk, right? It's always important to talk to. If you really care and you want to connect with that person, you have to talk to that person. Make sure you are in the right mind. This is the part where we need to learn how to deal with confrontation. That's another one, right? Sometimes we don't want to confront these people. Okay, the airplane. Give me 1 second. Anyways, now that the airplane is gone, because I live by a private airport, so sometimes the airplanes like to come through here. But anyways, the point is that it is so important to be able to also deal with confrontation, because at some point, if you feel like someone that you care about is treating you a certain way, maybe you should talk to them and let them know, like, hey, listen, I really appreciate our relationship. I would like to keep this relationship moving forward, but I feel this type of way. Like, is this true? I want to make sure that we are. And if the person wants to be truthful, they will. And if not, then, you'll start to feel it. It'll come. I think I truly believe that God always has your back when you're a good person and you have a pure heart, that even if people are trying to fake you or they're trying to act a certain way, at some time in life, things would just come to light. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where I believe that we need to work our insecurities, because that's another thing. As a woman of faith, right, that believes in God, my camera is moving everywhere, but okay. Anyways, as a woman of faith that also believes in God, it's very important to work on our insecurities, because we're supposed to be trusting God with our life, right? With who comes in our life, who leaves our life. And that's the part where sometimes we struggle, because we want that control. We want to make sure that everything in our life we have control over. And that's the part where sometimes we make the mistake and we can ruin things that are not supposed to be ruined. So this is something that you and I, right, all of us should constantly be focused and conscious about, because sometimes we are programmed to be a certain way by our parents, by our environment, by our traumas, by our pains. And it takes to be conscious constantly of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and questioning. Is this the right thing that I'm feeling? Is this the truth? To the point that it becomes ingrained in you and it becomes natural. So this is your message for today, and see you next time.